Hi guys, Ron here on a beautiful fall morning in Laguna Mountain. We're here at the lodge. My wife and I came up here just to follow the colors. That's something we absolutely love to do. We spent time over the years chasing the colors in Europe and particularly up in the Northeast. We spent a season living in Philadelphia and go up in the Poconos and been to the Rockies. And in San Diego, the only thing we miss is a lack of the colors, but here we found them. And we love them here this time of year, late October up in the Laguna Mountains. So I've been walking around thinking and meditating and praying and enjoying this weather. And I've stopped to take some pictures of some trees that are right in the process of changing right now. And I want to use this as a visual for you and me in the days to come as I begin a series on the seasons of life. And I want this to be a work in progress. I want us to be able to interact around it. So I'm going to blog on it, particularly do video blogs. And as I do this, I want you to keep this picture that I'm including in this video in the days to come in your mind. And I want you to start thinking right now about the seasons of your life. Now, there are many ways to look at seasons. In the Old Testament of the Bible, in Ecclesiastes 3, it says that we have seasons of life. There are times to weep and times to rejoice. There are times to live, there are times to die. There are times to live fully and to have much. There are times to have loss. That's just the reality of life. It's filled with seasons. But I want you to begin by thinking as deeply as you can, meditating carefully about seasons of your life, particularly around the seasons of the fall and the winter and then the spring and the summer. Now, typically when we think about the fall, we think about the newness of the summer. The spring and the summer is going away. Things are changing. It's getting cooler. We have these beautiful colors, but they're foreboding in the sense that they're going to bring death to a harvest or death to a tree. So as you look at these leaves, notice there's some oranges and yellows that represent just the beauty of the fall, but that's really a precursor to winter, which we tend to see as death. So I want you to think about the fall of your life, that transition time, when there's some beauty in your life, but also when you're transitioning from summer into winter. And find quotes about that, think deeply about that, journal about that, but think, what's true of the fall of my life? What's my life like in the fall? And how does that impact who I am and how I live? And then think about the winter. The winter, of course, is a time when things are dying, when there's a coldness. Oftentimes people think of the winter as a time to persevere because we go through hard times, we go through difficult times, challenging times, often cold times, alone times, although there could be stark beauty in the midst of that. And I love what C.S. Lewis said. He said, God whispers to us in our pleasure, but he shouts to us in our pain. And think of the winter as being a time of pain. And that's one quotation I align with times when I'm down and times when I'm struggling. That one of the upsides to that is my ears are most attentive to hear the deepest things I need to learn and experience. And I want that to be true of your life. So think about the winter. Find great sayings or quotations or comments and write down what you learn. And then thirdly, we go from the coldness of the winter into the spring. New beginnings, life, exuberance, dynamic, exciting. And I want you to think about the springtime of your life, what it's like, both age-wise, by the way, but also just in your experiences. What are those new beginnings? What are those things that you're hoping for that give you excitement? And what are the thoughts and the insights and the quotations that stimulate you along that line to grow and develop in the spring? And then there's the summer, and that summer is a time of exuberance and dynamic and excitement, and it's warm usually. And it's a time when we get outside and we're more fully alive, I think, in the summer. And that's a wonderful time. And I want you to think about that again in your life and how that is impacted, how your summers in the season of your life, the age of your life, but also just in your experience of life, how how summer looks for you. So we're going to work through this process together, but I want it to be a dynamic experience. I want it to be a crowd sharing experience where we're learning together and sharing our insights. And you'll have opportunities on the blog to write down your insights and your thoughts, and let's learn together about the seasons of life. So this is the introduction to a Seasons of Life video series and a video blog series, where I'm going to be communicating with you how to get the most out of your life and how to leverage the seasons so you're living the richest, most fulfilling life that allows you to really unleash the masterpiece within you. Let's enjoy this journey together.